Hey guys, Shadowz here, welcome back to another Gears of War E-Day video. Today we're going to be discussing Locust Horde gameplay evolution and the return to classic dark horror gore in Gears of War E-Day. The Locust Horde are a race of subterranean creatures that originated from secret cog genetic experiments on children of sick emulsion miners to create a cure for rust lung, resulting in the mutated chimeras referred to as sires, and eventually leading to the creation of the Locust, who led by Queen Mira, escaped the facility into Mount Kadar and headed underground to the Inner Hollows. For more than 30 years, the Locusts grew their civilization by creating fortified cities, a government-like council, as well as an army consisting of various formidable monsters waiting ready for the right moment, as the Locust Horde waged a brutal ambush from below against the world of Sarah in a planetary invasion of survival and extinction of humanity that would all begin with the catalyst event for everything we know and love about Gears of War, of course being Emergence Day. With Gears of War E-Day taking us all the way back to the very beginning of the Locust War on Emergence Day, set 14 years before the original Gears of War trilogy, where Marcus, Dom, Delta Squad and the rest of the survivors were veterans fighting against the Locusts. On E-Day, when the Locust Horde emerged from underground across the entire planet, the humans of Sarah were completely unprepared, without the correct weaponry to fight this new enemy and new war, nor the tactics to match the ferocity of the Locust forces as they attacked every major city and part of Syrian civilization on the surface. What's super interesting is that not only is the next mainline Gears of War game serving as an origin story of Marcus and Dom on the day of the Locust invasion, when it comes to humanity's first time fighting the Locusts from a story narrative perspective, it also seems like the Coalition Studio are using Gears of War E-Day as an awesome opportunity to reinvent the Locust enemies with a Locust Horde gameplay evolution that will change up the gameplay interaction with the Locust enemy types to match fighting the Locusts for the very first time, as well as using Emergence Day as the ultimate Gears of War story narrative beat to truly bring back the classic iconic dark horror bloody gore. As you can see from the official Gears of War E-Day trailer, the Locust drone is already a prime example of how the Coalition plans to evolve, recreate and improve the series trademark third-person action combat with the Locust Horde. The Coalition's art director Ariane Hambach goes into further detail explaining it in the following. When players experience E-Day, they see the monsters through the eyes of those encountering them for the first time. The design team prioritized redefining the Locust drone, which has slowly become mere cannon fodder as the series progressed. We transformed the drone into something fearsome, physically intimidating and utterly brutal. Getting the drone right was crucial, everything else with the Locust was scaling up from there. The Coalition's brand director Nicole Fawcett and creative director Matt Cersei adds even more context in several interviews with Windows Central and IGN as seen in the following. So the trailer sets our emotional tone as well as our visual tone. You can see that we've wanted to reposition the Locust drone as actual scary, terrifying creatures. People remember Gears of War 1 of having these high moments of horror and being scared. We're going back to that darker, grittier vibe that people have in their mind when they think about the franchise. I agree, there's a lot of stuff that we can do. On the story, there's a 14-year gap between E-Day and Gears 1. Even Gears Tactics was a few years into the war. E-Day isn't a world that's destroyed. It's a beautiful world with people who are in a time of peace. We see the Locusts introduced through the eyes of people who have never seen them before and don't know what's going on. We're also going to change up gameplay stuff as well. We've worked on the franchise for 10 years, so we've got experience with revisiting enemy types, but also adding new weapons and maybe even new enemies as well. We'll do all that stuff. We looked back at what people felt like when they played Gears of War, any of the other Gears 4 included, but when people tell you what they remember playing, the things that stood out to them, the feelings, a lot of it about these kind of dark, almost horror-esque scary moments. So we basically took that feeling, that vision in everybody's head, and we're like, that's the game we're going to build. We're going to build that game with all the skills we've learned, with all the technology that we've built, and sort of go hard at that. So definitely, part of the story is about reintroducing the Locust to Gears as scary monsters from the ground come up, and then you realize as it goes on, this is not just about monsters, there's an army here, and it's bigger than anybody thinks it is. Through Unreal Engine 5, we can now show the Locusts at that visual fidelity that is believable as scary creatures from the subterranean. And so like you saw it in the trailer, we're really kind of leaning into those horror vibes as fans remember it and as time has moved on. What was scary in 2006 is very different than 2024. It's sort of that just doubling down on how people remember how they feel about it. We're focused on this and pouring everything we can into it right now. What the next Gears of War game is will be for us to decide in the future. We're not retreating from the stories of Gears 4 and 5 though. We just spent time at thinking about the stories that we want to tell, and we can flex the Gears of War franchise from both sides. We're excited about telling this story, and hopefully fans will love this story too. Overall, it seems like the Locust Horde enemies are going to be getting upgrades with a gameplay evolution overhaul in Gears of War E-Day, shining a new dark horror-esque bloody gore tonal refresh on the main enemy faction of the series, becoming more dangerous and brutal than ever before. If the redesign of the Locust drone is to set the stage, and the Croatian studio are scaling up from there for what to expect when it comes to fighting against the Locust Horde in Gears of War E-Day. I absolutely can't wait to see how the rest of the Locust characters and enemy roster turns out, ranging from Wretches, Tickers, Boomers, Bloodmounts, Reavers, Corpses, Brumacs, and Berserkers. Please make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me what you think. What is your opinion on Locust gameplay evolution and the return to classic dark horror bloody gore in Gears of War E-Day? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're already. If you do enjoy my Gears of War content and want to see even more videos, there is a playlist on my YouTube channel containing all of my other Gears of War E-Day videos so far. If you do want to check out more like this one, click the join button to become a YouTube channel member to gain access to emotes, channel badges, and most importantly, early access to all new videos before anyone else. I want to give a big shout out to all of the members on screen for becoming a Shadow Knight YouTube channel member. I truly appreciate your support. So there you have it, guys. Full details on Gears of War E-Day, Locust gameplay evolution, and return to classic dark horror gore. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're already. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.